Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashoda Nandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare जय प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद प्रभुपाद जय प्रभुपाद निताय गौर हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल हरि बोल। श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन की जय। श्री 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 जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय। श्री श्री गौर निताई की जय। जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे।
Hare Krishna. So we are very fortunate to have His Grace Vamshi Dhari Prabhu amongst us. Hare Bo. Prabhuji got introduced to Krishna consciousness in 2006 and he studied in NIT Bhopal. Later in 2011 he joined as full-time brahmachari at Iskcon Ujjain. And during his college days, he was actively preaching, youth preaching at NIT Bhopal and other colleges in Bhopal. In 2014, Prabhuji was sent by his spiritual master, His Holiness Bhaktichar Maharaj, to Iskcon Baroda for taking care of youth preaching especially. So Prabhuji started several bases at Baroda and also actively involved in congregation preaching. Later, under the guidance of His Grace Vasughosh Prabhu, he is serving as assistant for the zonal secretary there, traveling with Prabhuji all across Gujarat. And also Prabhuji is serving as chief secretary for the Iskcon Sannyas ministry. Also under the guidance of His Holiness Bhakti Prem Swami Maharaj, Prabhuji travels to UK and US and guiding many devotees. So we are very, very fortunate to have Prabhuji amongst us. So let us heartily welcome Prabhuji by once loudly chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram.
ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। नमो महावदन्याय कृष्णप्रेमप्रदायते कृष्णाय कृष्णचैतन्यनाम्ने गौरत्विषे नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकाकांत राधाकांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्ण। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्ठिकी। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 31, Text 10. Also we have two more festivals, Sri Madhvacharya Avirbhav Divas and Sri Ramchandra Vijayotsav, according to Gaudiya Vaishnava calendar. So we will read some time from this purport, then we can discuss something about Sri Madhvacharya and Lord Ramchandra. So will they? So this verse, text 10 goes like, Kim janmabhisthribhirveha Saukva Savitrayagnikaiः Karmabhirvatraye Proktaiः Pumsopi Vibudhayusa Kim janmabhisthribhirveha Saukva Savitrayagnikaiः Karmabhirvatraye Proktaiः Pumsopi Vibudhayusa Kim janmabhisthribhirveha Saukva Savitrayagnikaiः कर्मभिर्वात्रयी प्रोक्तैः पुंसोऽपि विबुधायुषा. माताजी Synonym, translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Kim, what is the use? Janmabhi, of births. Tribhi, three. Va, all. Iha, in this world. Saukra, by semen. Savitra, by initiation. Yagnikai, by becoming a perfect Brahmana. Karmabhi, by activities. Va, all. Trayi, in the Vedas. Proktai, instructed. Pumsah, of a human being. Api, even. Vibhudha, of the demigods. Ayusa, with a duration of life. Translation: a civilized human being has three kinds of births. The first birth is by a pure father and mother, and this birth is called birth by semen. The next birth takes place when one is initiated by the spiritual master, and this birth is called Savitra. The third birth, called Yagnika, takes place when one is given the opportunity to worship Lord Vishnu. Despite the opportunities for attaining such births, even if one gets the lifespan of a demigod, if one does not actually engage in the service of the Lord, everything is useless. Similarly, one's activities may be mundane or spiritual, but they are useless if they are not meant for satisfying the Lord. Purport: the word Sakra Janma means taking birth by seminal discharge. Animals can take their birth in this way too. However, a human being can be reformed from the Sakra Janma as recommended in the Vedic civilization. Before the birth takes place, or before father and mother unite, there is a ceremony called Garbhadhan Samskar, which must be adopted. This Garbhadhan Samskar is especially recommended for higher castes, especially the Brahmana caste. It is said in the Shastras that if the Garbhadhan Samskar is not practiced among the higher castes, the entire family becomes Sudra. It is also stated that in this age of Kali, everyone is Sudra due to the absence of the Garbhadhan Samskar. This is the Vedic system. According to Pancharatrika system, however, even though everyone is a Sudra due to the absence of Garbhadhan Samskar, if a person has but a little tendency to become Krishna conscious, he should be given the chance to elevate himself to the transcendental platform of devotional service. Our Krishna consciousness movement adopts this Pancharatrika Vidhi as advised by Srila Sanatan Goswami, who says, Yatha kanchana tam yati kamsyam rasvidhanatah tatha diksha vidhanena dvijatvam jayatrena nam. As bell metal, when mixed with mercury, is transformed to gold, a person, even though not golden pure, can be transformed into a Brahmana or Dvija simply by the initiation process. Hari Bhakti Vilas 2.12. Thus, if one is initiated by a proper person, he can be accepted as twice born immediately. In our Krishna consciousness movement, we therefore offer the students his first initiation and allow him to chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra. By chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra regularly and following the regulative principles, one becomes qualified to be initiated as a Brahmana. Because unless one is a qualified Brahmana, he cannot be allowed to worship Lord Vishnu. This is called Yagnika Janma. In our Krishna consciousness society, unless one is twice initiated, first by chanting Hare Krishna and second by Gayatri Mantra, he is not allowed to enter the kitchen or duty room to execute duties. However, when one is elevated to the platform on which he can worship the deity, his previous birth does not matter. Chandalopi dvijasveshtha haribhakti parayanah haribhakti vihinascha dvijopi swapachadhamah. Even if one is born in the family of a Chandal, if one engages in the devotional service of the Lord, he becomes the best of Brahmanas. But even a Brahmana who is devoid of devotional service is on the level of the lowest dog eater. If a person is advanced in devotional service, it does not matter whether he was born in the Chandala family, he becomes purified. As Sri Prahlad Maharaj said, Biprat Dusad Gunayutad Arvind Nabha Padaravind Vimukhat Swapacham Varishtham. Even if one is a Brahmana and is qualified with all the Brahminical qualifications, he is considered degraded if he is averse to worshipping the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But if a person is attached to the service of the Lord, he becomes glorified, even if he is born in a Chandala family. Indeed, such a Chandal can deliver not only himself, but all his family predecessors. Without devotional service, even a proud Brahmana cannot deliver himself, and what to speak of his family. In many instances, in the Shastras, it is seen that even a Brahmana has become a Kshatriya, Vaisya, Sudra, Malitsha, or non Brahmana. And there are many instances of once being born a Kshatriya or Vaisya, or even lower end, in the 18th year, attaining elevation to the Brahmanical platform by the process of initiation. Therefore, Narad Muni says, Yasya yallakshanam proktam pumso varnabhivyanjakam yadanyatrapi dushyeta tattenaiva vinirdiset. It is not a fact that because one is born in a Brahmana family, he is automatically a Brahmana. He has a better chance to become a Brahmana, but unless he meets all the Brahmanical qualifications, he cannot be accepted as such. On the other hand, if the Brahmanical qualifications are found in the person of a Sudra, he should immediately be accepted as a Brahmana. To substantiate this, there are many quotations from Bhagavatam, Mahabharat, Bharadwaj Samhita, and the Pancharatra, as well as many other scriptures. As far as the duration of life of the demigods concerning Lord Brahma, it is said, Sahastra Yug Paryantam, Aharyad Brahmano Vidu, Ratrim Yug Sahastrantam, Teho Ratu Vidojana. The duration of one day of Brahma is 1000 times greater than the 4 yugas, aggregating 44.3 billion years. Similarly, Brahma's one night, Brahma lives for 100 years of such days and night. The word Vibudha Yusa indicates that even if one gets a long lifespan, his lifespan is useless if he is not a devotee. A living entity is the eternal servitor of the Supreme Lord, and unless he comes to the platform of devotional service, his lifespan, good birth, glorious activities, and everything else are null and void. It's a long purport. And from here, Narad Muni is starting his instructions to Prachetas, and Prachetas are thinking that they have forgotten the instructions of Lord Vishnu. First, they got the instructions from Lord Shiva, then they got instructions from Lord Vishnu, then they, many years, I think 1,000 or million years, they ruled the planet. And at last, when they wanted to retire, that time Narad Muni came. One thing we see in Bhagavatam that Prachetas went to worship Lord Shiva, and there is the whole chapter for when Lord Shiva is explaining about Rudra Gita. I think whole full chapter is devoted to that. Then there are 4 or 5 chapters devoted to the Prachin Bhavisat section, Puranjan Upakhyan. And now, although Prachetas were ruling the kingdom for maybe 100,000 years, but what is given in Bhagavatam, within 2 verses it is mentioned that they ruled for this time. And then it starts the instructions of Narad Muni. So Srila Sukadeva Goswami is speaking Bhagavatam in a way that spiritual instructions are most important. Rudra Gita, how much time it must have taken? Maybe half an hour, 1 hour. But 1 chapter has been given. And here they ruled for 100,000 years and 1 sloka is given. And then the whole chapter is Narada is speaking to Prachetas. This is the constant theme of Bhagavatam. Srila Sukadeva Goswami is narrating in that manner. He goes on, means like he speaks about Dhruv Maharaj, zoom in and 4 or 5 chapters for Dhruv Maharaj. Then he zooms out and goes very fast about the dynasty on Dhruva. Then next comes Prithu. He zoom in 5 6 chapters for Prithu. Then zoom out. Then like that he is describing. And it's not that reading the dynasty is not important, because these all are the great personalities and remembering their names also purifies us. Once I asked one question to His Holiness Bhakti Prem Swami Maharaj. I was reading Chaitanya Charitamrita and there is the description of so many associates of Lord Chaitanya. So I was thinking, I don't know them, there is no much description given, so why to read it? So Maharaj told that they all are the pure devotees, and by reading and remembering their name, you will be purified. That's why it has been written here. So this is one thing. Another thing here, we need to notice that Prachetas is asking the simple questions. Simple questions which normally people ask in the DYS also. From where I have come. Even Vidura is asking these questions. So we may think that these questions are below the standard of Vidura and Prachetas. And they are not asking in a way that they are thinking that they are asking it for others. Sometimes we ask question in Bhagavatam class, but in the back of our mind we think that I am not asking for myself. There are new people in the class, for them I am asking. But Prachetas is not thinking that there will be new people reading Bhagavatam, for them I should ask something. They are genuinely feeling that I don't know these things. That is the difference between pretending to become humble and the real humility. When Vidura is asking, or Parikshit is asking, or here Prachetas is asking these simple questions, because of their humility they are thinking that they don't know these things. And although we are not on that stage, but at least we should understand how far we need to go, how far we are from the ideal standard. Because in general, when we come in Krishna consciousness, and when we start thinking that I have become devotee, since that time problem starts. Because when we are new, then we think that I am not the devotee, other people are the devotees. But when time passes, then we think that I am also a devotee. And then we start expecting things which should be given to the devotees, facilities which should be given to the devotee. And we become dissatisfied that why these facilities are not being given to us. So at the first point, the mistake was, we started considering that I have become a devotee. Sometime I have become a senior devotee. And because of that, these expectations starts coming. So when we compare to the devotees in this world, then we may think that we are senior, but we should, if we compare to the gopis in Vrindavan, then we are not senior. We are still the neophyte. So if we are always in the senior association, then that association actually helps us to makes us grounded. And otherwise, after coming in Krishna consciousness, there is so much chances to become proud. Chances means everybody respects us, people listens to us, people give garland. And in material life, nobody is going to give garland. It's very hard. Only once in a life person gets the garland, when he gets married. And second time when he leave the body. So these 2 times he gets the garland. But in Krishna consciousness, you get the garland practically every day. So it's very easy, if we are not cautious, it is very easy to become proud. When we are with senior devotees and equal, then they helps us to release the air of false ego. And in this particular verse, it is mentioned that in the translation it is described that 3 types of birth is there. First birth is from the mother and father. Second birth is from the spiritual master, initiation from the spiritual master. And third birth is yagnik birth, that takes place when one is given the opportunity to worship Lord Vishnu. So based on these instructions from Srimad Bhagavatam, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur and Srila Prabhupada designed the initiation process. Especially Srila Prabhupada in Iskcon, he designed the initiation process based on this, because he specifically designed 2 types of initiation, first initiation and second initiation, and that he is explaining here also. And in the purport he writes that once one has become Brahmana, means he gets the second initiation and gets the opportunity to worship Lord Vishnu, then it does not matter from which platform he has come. It's written, when one is elevated to the platform on which he can worship the deity, his previous birth does not matter. So in India still there is this misconception. Misconception means there are debates based on this, because the traditional Brahmanas and traditional Sanatan sadhus, even the this Mathadhis of Sankaracharya Math, they also have a confusion in this. They have different understanding. When there was the inauguration of Krishna Balaram temple, 1975, 75 or 76, yeah, Vrindavan temple 76. Okay. So Srila Prabhupada sent His Grace Yasomati Nandan Prabhu to invite one of the famous Mayavadi at that time, and he was the famous sadhu also in India. So when Prabhupada sent Jasomati Nandan Prabhu, Prabhupada told him that you memorize all those verses which says about initiation and initiation process, because Prabhupada knew that this discussion will come. And Jasomati Nandan Prabhu went with the invitation, and that Maharaj, that sadhu, started asking that your initiation is not bona fide, why you do like this. And that time Jasomati Nandan Prabhu quoted this verse which is given here, Yasya Lakshanam Proktam Pumso Varnabhivanjikam, Bhagavatam 7th canto 11th chapter verse. So that Swamiji was not understanding this subject, but when he quoted from Bhagavatam this verse, and he didn't read this verse, that Swamiji. So then he realized, okay, now I am going to be defeated. So he told, okay, I accept your invitation, I will come. And he closed the talk. So in India, if we are preaching, sometime we will meet such type of people. So many verses are given here. First, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 verses, 4 verses Prabhupada has given to prove this concept. And Srila Prabhupada teachings are clear that birth may be one of the parameter, but birth is not the main parameter. In the Varnashram system, the custom was the father used to teach the child. Suppose somebody is the carpenter. So from the childhood, the son will learn about the carpentry. Even 30-40 years back, we know in the villages, there was the lineage of carpenter, then Nai were the hair cutter. These things were coming from the lineage. So in that sense, we can see that it is by the birth also, because that type of soul will come in that dynasty, and it will take that type of job. So it may be one of the parameter in the Varnashram society, but Lord Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, the more important parameter are guna and karma, qualities and activities. And the same thing Narad Muni is telling here, that if somebody yasya yal lakshanam proktam, whatever qualities I have described here, if those qualities are found in another person, yad anyatrapi dasyeta tat tenaiva vinirdiset. If the qualities of the Brahmanas are found in someone who is not in the Brahmana caste, then he should be understood as Brahmana. So this is a clear-cut concept, because Srila Rupa Goswami also says that when one starts doing bhakti of Lord Vishnu, then slowly his koot, bij and papa, prarabdha, koot, bij, papa, everything get destroyed. So prarabdha gets destroyed means all karmas are destroyed. They say that he didn't change the body. Those Mayavadis say that because this body is the result of previous karma, by doing bhakti, body is not changing. That means you cannot say that everything changed. But Prabhupada says that gross body depends on the subtle body. By performing devotional service, the subtle body is changing. And eventually we will see the effect of the gross body in the next birth. In that way, prarabdha is also changed. Subtle body change, and when one leaves the present gross body, then he gets the next body according to the nature of subtle body. If the subtle body is totally purified, he will go back to Godhead. So in that sense, prarabdha is also changed. So this is the main concept which is given in this verse, and this is important verse actually. We can write the verse number whenever you want to read on this topic. Srila Prabhupada has explained in a detailed manner. He is writing here, if somebody is a Brahmana, he has a better chance to become a Brahmana, but unless he meets all the Brahminical qualifications, he cannot be accepted as such. So qualifications are more important. And next concept is given here, that even if somebody has the qualifications, if he is not worshipping Lord Vishnu, then also it is useless. That verse is there. Shemam na vindanti vinayadarpanam tasmai subhadrasava tapasvino dana. That verse says that if somebody is big ascetic and he is charitable person, whatever he is, if he is not coming to the lotus feet of Lord Vishnu, then eventually all those things will be useless. Useless in the sense, he will get the pious benefit, but he will not get the spiritual benefit. So he will miss the chance. It's not that useless means zero. Useless means zero in spiritual sense, but not in religious sense. In religious sense, he will get some piety. He may go to the heavenly planets, but that is not the spiritual thing. So these two concepts are given in this verse. And today is also the appearance of Sri Madhvacharya, who is the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya is the branch coming from Sri Madhvacharya. And Madhvacharya is the propounder of Dvaita Vedanta. First, Adi Sankaracharya came with Keval Advaitvad, pure monism, Keval Advaitvad. Then Ramanujacharya came with Vishisht Advaitvad, special non-dualism, monism, both are same. Then third one came Madhvacharya. And Madhvacharya is the strong opponent of Mayavad. He can't hear the word Advait. That's why it is interesting to see in one place in Madhva Vijaya it is written that Madhvacharya has criticized Ramanujacharya also. Although Ramanujacharya is the Vaishnava Acharya, but Madhvacharya in one place criticized him only because Ramanujacharya has given the name Vishisht Advait. And Madhvacharya doesn't like the name Advait. He told why there was the need to give this Vishisht Advait. Something else must have been the name. So practically he was totally opposed to this Advait concept, and vigorously he preached. And he is the incarnation of Vayudev also. He has more than one name has been given to him according to his activities. When he took sannyas, his name was Purna Pragya. When he became the in charge for Udupi Math, or in charge for the whole Sampradaya at that time, Sampradaya Acharya, that time he was being awarded the designation of Anand Tirth. So all are his name. He took initiation from Achyut Preksha Swami, who was at that time Ekdandi Acharya. One may say that why these Acharyas have taken initiation in the Ekdanda Sannyas. It seems like Mayavad or Nirakarvad. Sridhar Swami took sannyas like that. Lord Chaitanya took sannyas from Kesav Bharati. So once I was discussing with, there is one disciple of Jayapataka Maharaj, Vidwan Gauranga Prabhu. He's very scholar in understanding the Sampradaya things. So he explained that 1000 years back, the Mayavad was so prominent in India that if somebody is not taking initiation from the Mayavadi Acharya, sannyas from the Mayavadi Acharya, his sannyas will not be valid. They were thinking that he has not taken sannyas if he has not taken it from Mayavad. So even some of the Vaishnava Acharya had to take the sannyas from Mayavad in that case. They did not follow the instruction, but externally they performed the rituals of taking sannyas. One of the followers of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also, Saurabh Damodar Goswami, in Banaras he took sannyas, but he didn't take the name. He didn't accept the name, he didn't accept the danda, but he took sannyas from the Mayavad. So Madhvacharya also in that sense. One of the very important story about Madhvacharya comes in Madhva Vijaya book. Madhva Vijaya book is the biography of Madhvacharya. Like there is Sankar Vijaya, biography of Sankaracharya. Similarly, Madhva Vijaya narrates one pastime when Madhvacharya was going to Vyasdev to take the guidance regarding Bhagavad Gita commentary. So Madhvacharya was going to we know from Srimad Bhagavatam, Vyasdev lives in Samya Pras in the first canto, and the description of Vyasa Gufa is given there, that there is the Saraswati river flowing both side of the Saraswati river there are the trees, beautiful place is there. So that description doesn't correspond to the current location of Vyas Gufa. When we go to Badrinath, we see Vyas Gufa, but Vyas Gufa is filled with ice. But the description given in Bhagavatam, that does not correspond to that location. So Madhvacharya wrote actually that this Vyas Gufa is only the representation of the original Vyas Gufa where the Mahabharata was written, Bhagavatam was written. And that Vyas Gufa is now not humanly accessible. That's why this Vyas Gufa has been like the representative. Just like there is the Golok Vrindavan, then the Gokul Vrindavan is also there. Prabhupada created new Vrindavan in America. So like that, this Vyas Gufa which we go, this is the representation of that Vyas Gufa which is mentioned in Bhagavatam. But originally human cannot go there now. So Madhvacharya, because he is the incarnation of Vayudev, he went to Badrinath with his disciple, and from Badrinath he started jumping from the peak of one mountain to the peak of another mountain. He was jumping, going to mountain by mountain. And when disciple was trying to come behind, he was not able to come. And disciple actually was about to die because he went to the ice, inside the ice. And Madhvacharya saw the disciple. He told him that you don't come here. You are not qualified for this. I am going alone. You stay in the Badrinath. I will come back and join you. So then Madhvacharya went jumping, and disciple could not see where he went. He went very far, and there he saw Vyasdev was sitting with 1,000 sages were there. Vyasdev was giving class to the sages, and Saraswati Nadi was flowing, and all the sages were talking, listening to Vyasdev. And because so many sages were there, Madhvacharya thought I should not go in front. I should just sit here and listen what he is telling. But as soon as he started listening there, Vyasdev called his name. Vyasdev called one servant and told to bring Madhvacharya to him. And that servant told Madhvacharya that Vyasdev is calling you. And then he went to Vyasdev. He asked guidance also. He showed his commentary on Bhagavad Gita, and Vyasdev authorized him, accepted him as a disciple. So from then the Madhva Sampradaya, the succession is carrying. That's why we see in Bhagavad Gita, Vyasdev is 5,000 years back, Madhvacharya is 1,000 years back. There is the 4,000 years gap. That gap was bridged by Madhvacharya because he went to Samyapras and accepted Vyasdev as the spiritual master. And then from Madhvacharya the whole Sampradaya came. Sometimes he is known as Madhva also. His name is, one of the names is Madhva. And his theory is also called Tattvavad. Like Mayavad is the theory of illusion, Tattvavad is the theory of reality. Tattva means reality, Vada means theory. So it's directly opposed to Mayavad. If you read Tattvavad philosophy, like Prabhupada once mentioned that if somebody wants to learn how to cut Mayavad into the pieces, he should read the commentaries of Madhvacharya. Prabhupada has taken in his purports, Prabhupada has taken the concept from Madhvacharya also, Madhvacharya and Ramanujacharya. So he is one of our Sampradaya Acharya, main Acharya. From him, the branch came with Madhavendra Puri, Ishwar Puri. That branch came from Madhva Sampradaya. So today, on the appearance day, the appearance day of the Acharya is more merciful. So today we should pray to him that while preaching, we may not face so much obstacle from the Mayavadis. Still in India, there is so much Mayavad prominent. So if we pray to Madhvacharya that we can somehow convince them to become the Gaudiya Vaishnavas, that will be the greatest victory for us. So that is the glory of Madhvacharya. Also Madhvacharya met Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's given in Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur, that Navadvip Dham Mahatmya. Navadvip Dham Mahatmya book, it is said that Madhvacharya, when he was traveling in India, Lord Chaitanya gave him the darshan and told him that I am about to come after 500 years. Ramanujacharya also met Lord Chaitanya when he was there. Bhakti Vinod Thakur has written the question may come why Bhaktivinoda Thakur is writing, how he can write. So Bhaktivinoda Thakur himself is the Siddha Acharya. He can see the past, present and future. So he is directly connecting. Like Harinam Chintamani is the description between Lord Chaitanya and Haridas Thakur. Bhaktivinoda Thakur is seeing that pastime, conversation and writing the book. Some people, those who don't have the faith, they may think that it is mental speculation. But he is the Siddha person, totally perfected being. So Harinam Chintamani, he wrote in that manner. He is seeing that conversation and writing the book. And we see Harinam Chintamani is practically the most important book on the concepts of the holy name, offenses and the glories of the holy name. So we are fortunate that we have come in this line of succession, where there are purified souls, very close associates of Lord Krishna. And although we are not qualified, but we have been given the opportunity to associate with them through their instructions. Srila Prabhupada has given this opportunity to all of us. And the more we read about these acharyas, the more we read about Prabhupada, more we read Prabhupada books, more we become convinced that this is the highest philosophy ever came to this world. Because Lord Chaitanya himself comes once in a day of Brahma. So at least in this day, this is the highest philosophy. Next day when Lord Chaitanya will come, then again Prabhupada will come. Then again Prabhupada books will come. But till that time, this is the highest philosophy, which we have been given the opportunity to practice. Then today is Ramchandra Vijaya also. Lord Ramchandra's victory over Ravana. Ravana was famous as the person who makes others cry. In fact, it comes from the Rudan word. The person who gets so much happiness when others are crying. That person is called Ravana. And Kumbhakarna is the person whose Karna is like Kumbha. Kumbha means pot. So Kumbhakarna's ears were big as like pot. So we can imagine how big the person will be, whose ears are like the pot. And Soup Nakha seems a good name, but Soup Nakha means the nails. Soup means soup. We see that previously people used to differentiate between the grain and the upper layer of the grain. They use the soup. So his nails are like the soup. That's why it's called Soup Nakha. So all these three brothers were the interplanetary terrorists. Bin Laden is the international terrorist, but these Ravan, Kumbhakarna, they are the interplanetary terrorists. Such big terrorists that Ravana kept all the demigods in his prison at one point of time. Navagraha, 9 demigods controlling the planets. Ravana put them on the steps to when he used to go in the courtroom. So he was putting his leg on all the 9 grahas while boarding his courtroom, going on his throne. So, and that was the main thing for which Lord Ramchandra came. That was the main external reason for Lord Ramchandra came. Because demigods wanted to kill Ravana. So they prayed and then Lord Ramchandra came. Although this was not the main reason. The main reason was Lakshmi and Narayan wanted some private time. And when they were sitting in Shir Sagar, Sesnag was always there with them. And sometime Medhak, what we say in English? Frogs used to come there. So Lakshmi Devi was not comfortable that whatever we are talking, Ananta Ses is listening. So we should go at some place where nobody is there. Then Lord Ramchandra managed the whole pastime. And even in Ayodhya, it was difficult because she was always with the queens and mother-in-law, and everybody was talking to Sita. So then Sita told, okay, we should go out. Even in Ayodhya, we don't have the private time. So then Lord Ramchandra managed this whole pastime. This was one of the internal vision of Lord Ramchandra's coming here. And when he came like this, he killed Ravana and many demons. In half an hour, he killed 14,000 demons. And Ram's arrows were like if some Ram is throwing arrow from here, the arrow may come from behind also. Arrow may come from the ground also. That type of arrows were there. And one specific quality of Lord Ramchandra's arrow was, if somebody surrenders, then the arrow will not harm him. That happens with Jayanta, the son of Indra, when he tried to exploit Sita Devi. So Lord Ramchandra sent one arrow. And Jayanta was going all over the universe. Whenever he was going away from Ram, the speed of arrow was increasing. When he was coming towards Ram, the speed was decreasing. So these were the speciality of Lord Ramchandra's arrow. One more quality of his arrow was that once he has made the target and had left the arrow, then arrow will not come back without finishing the target. That was also one of the quality. That's why Lord Ramchandra he is the Lord himself, but according to pastime also, historical analysis also, he is called the greatest warrior ever on this planet. Arjuna had this doubt that he is the greatest warrior. He used to think that I am the greater warrior than Ramchandra. And Lord Krishna removed his doubt. We know that pastime, it comes in Mahabharata. So this Ramayana is such a big story. It's difficult to see what section we should understand. And from any section we can learn many things. Like if we see Hanuman used to have this doubt, and sometime Hanuman used to have this doubt. When Lord Ramchandra was crying the 4 months when they were staying there, so Hanuman saw Lord Ramchandra that he is crying for Sita so much. And then Hanuman, for the pastime sake, Hanuman is the eternal associate, but for the sake of the pastime, he thought why he is crying, why he is so much attached to Sita. He is crying continuously. 4 months have passed, still he is crying. But when Hanuman went to Lanka and saw Sita, then he thought that actually Rama is hard-hearted. How he is alive till now without Sita. I was thinking that he is crying because of attachment, but Sita is so pure, so beautiful and so graceful that without Sita, how he is living till now. It's difficult to imagine. And we see the contrast. There was so much love between Ram and Sita, and just to follow the duties of an ideal leader, Lord Ram left Sita. Hanumanji says in the prayer, in the 5th canto the prayers comes, Hanumanji is praying to Lord Ramchandra. So he had to leave Sita and Lakshman also. Both of them he left just to follow the duties of ideal teacher, ideal king. So these are the contrast which we see. And neither Lakshman nor Sita ever complained. If some woman of this time was there, they could have come to Ayodhya and started protesting. कि हमारे साथ अन्याय हुआ, we want justice. But Sita understood the heart of Lord Ramchandra, why he is doing like this, and she accepted it wholeheartedly. That's why in Valmiki Ramayana we don't see that Sita is crying. She is crying because of the separation of the Lord. Actually, there was one more reason why Lord Ramchandra told Sita to go early. That reason has been given by one of the Acharya in Sri Sampradaya. Because when Lord Ram was ruling the kingdom in Ayodhya, many demigods used to come. And demigods used to invite him that, Lord, when you are going back to Vaikuntha, please come to our house. Please come to our abode for some time, for take prasad and then go. Like that. Not prasad, take bhoga and then go to Vaikuntha. Many demigods used to come and give the invitation. You come to Satyaloka, come to Tapaloka, Siddhaloka, Swargaloka. So one day Lord Ram and Sita was talking, and Sita was telling how you will manage these many invitations. So Lord Ramchandra told, actually when somebody is with the family, then he has more obligation to accept the invitation. So if I am alone, then I will say, okay, Sita is not there, I need to go fast to Vaikuntha. I will be alone, so there is no much obligation on me. So if you go early, then I will manage. I will not go to any place. So then Sita told, okay, I will go early. You will stay here, and while coming, you directly come to Vaikuntha. Don't stop in Tapalok, Sittalok. I am waiting in Vaikuntha. So that was one of the reasons that Sita went before and Lord Ramchandra came after. How much time do I have, Prabhu? It's 9:07. Okay. We'll just discuss one small section, then we will end. This section starts when Dasrath, after the 12 years passed from Lord Ramchandra's marriage, Dasrath started having repeated dreams that in the midnight in Ayodhya, it was the Amavasya night and some demon was coming to catch Dasrath, and Dasrath is running ahead and demon was running behind. Dasrath was trying to knock on many doors in Ayodhya. Nobody was opening the door. And every time when the demon was about to capture Dasrath used to wake up. And it has become the repeated dreams. Because of them, Dasrath was not able to sleep in the night. And one night it happened that he became very fearful and he started crying. So some of his guards came inside the room and they asked, "What happened to you?" And Dasrath told, no, nothing happened. And then in the morning, whole night he didn't sleep. In the morning he thought, what should I do to sleep? Otherwise I will become mad. I am not able to get any sleep. So that time, while seeing the mirror, he saw the white hairs. He didn't observe the white hairs till now. He saw the white hairs on his head. Then he realized, okay, the time has come for me to retire. Because of ruling the kingdom and handling the family, I couldn't think about that the time has come. And then he thought, now this is the time that I should give kingdom to Ram. And just when he thought like this, he became so peaceful. He thought that I am getting this dream because I am not giving this kingdom to Ram. This kingdom belongs to Ram and I am not giving him. That's why these type of dreams are coming. So the moment he thought like this, he became very peaceful. Then he took bath. He went to one of the place where he used to go whenever he was in tension. That place was the temple of Lord Ranganath. It was in the center of Ayodhya. He went there, took darshan and then went in the court. And he called everyone. He told everyone came and they were it was pin drop silence because Dasarath told that I want to announce something very special. Everybody was listening and Dasarath told that I have taken the responsibility of this kingdom from a long time. Many years have passed and I hope I have done justice with all of you. I hope all of you are happy. Now I want to retire and give this kingdom to Ram. So as soon as Dasarath told them, everybody became so happy. They started joyfully clapping the hands and dancing. So suddenly Dasarath got the insecurity complex. He thought that they are celebrating in a manner that it seems that they were waiting for me to retire. Have I done something wrong that they are waiting when I will retire? So those type of questions came in the mind. Although he knew that Lord Ram is the actual proprietor, but by the joyful response of the audience, he thought that maybe I was not a good king and I was not doing a good job. That's why they are so happy that I am leaving now. But when he asked them, so the only answer they gave that you are one of the best king, but the only problem with you is the Ram is your son. And when we see Ram, we can't imagine somebody else taking charge of Ayodhya. So that is the only problem. Otherwise you have done a lot, you have done a good thing. But Ram is on such a high platform that from many years we are thinking when we will see Lord Ram becoming the king of Ayodhya. And like that, in that meeting, Dasarath intentionally did not invite the maternal uncle of Bharat, the father of Kaikeyi. He was not invited. Although Janak was invited, many other kings were invited, but he was not invited because Dasarath has given a promise to him during the marriage of Kaikeyi that the son of Kaikeyi will become the king. That type of promise Dasarath gave long time back to the father of Kekai. That's why he did not invite him to announce about Ram's coronation. And eventually, even the Kekai didn't know that such type of promise is given. That promise was known only to Sumantra and Ram. Kekai didn't know that such anything exists. So like that the thing goes. It's a long thing. We will not go forward. If some devotees have some questions, we can discuss the questions. I wanted to discuss this section intentionally, but lot of time went in Madhvacharya discussion. So anyway. Okay, if there is no question, then should we end the class? Yes, Prabhu. Take the mic.
Prabhuji, why there is a breakage of Sampradaya means from one Acharya there is a gap. That's you have mentioned in the class that from Veda Vyas we have a gap of Madhvacharya. There is 4,000 years gap. Lineage.
Yeah. Actually, in one sense, gap is not there because the succession was going on. Vyasdev had the disciples. Jaimini and Vesampayan were the disciples of Vyasdev. They also had the succession. But while writing the succession, we just take the prominent acharyas. Because if we count all the acharyas in the succession, it will be for many pages. Many generations have passed. So while writing the succession, mostly the prominent acharyas have been taken. Why it is written here after 4,000 years? Because Madhvacharya directly went and took initiation from Vyasdev. That's why his name is there. Otherwise, Vyasdev had other disciples also. But because Madhvacharya directly took initiation from him, so Vyasdev became his spiritual master. That's why that type of succession lineage has come. Another explanation, in our Gaudiya Sampradaya also we see, when we see the lineage, it comes as Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, then comes Narottam Das Thakur, then comes Goswamis. So there is some difference of the time, like Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur timeline you see or Narottam Das Thakur timeline you see. They are not on the same time. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur took birth after about 60-70 years when Narottam Das Thakur passed away. So that explanation has been given by Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, and Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur also gave explanation that in the Siddha Parampara, the person who has perfected his life, there is the procedure that he can take guidance from other Siddhacharyas, but it is rare only for the eternally perfected living being. It cannot be the disciplic succession. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, for him it was possible to take guidance from Narottam Das Thakur, but it is very rare. It doesn't happen normally. It can happen only with the eternal associates of the Lord. It cannot be made the rule of disciplic succession. Okay. Yes.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam Prabhuji. Prabhuji, you said that Madhvacharya was hopping from mountain to mountain and reached Vedavyasa's class.
Yeah.
So even now it is eternally available that says Vedavyasa's classes are going on eternally?
Yeah, Vedavyas classes are going on. Many sages go in that classes.
Okay, means the most spiritually elevated people will have the privilege to go there.
Yeah.
Like we have a 1 crore population in Hyderabad, only hardly few hundreds are here. You are attending your class.
Yeah.
Right? Can you take that analogy like that?
Yeah, can be taken. Most probably from Hyderabad, nobody might be there in Vyasdev's class. We don't know. we don't know anything. Means maybe some people or may not be. But eternally perfected being has the ability to go.
Okay.
Because that place is humanly inaccessible. Normally human cannot go. And so only some exceptionally who has that type of siddhi or that type of power or Vyasdev is calling to them. They can go. And
the person should possess the physical and mental and spiritual prowess to reach that place. That is what is more important, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Madhvacharya is the incarnation of Vayudev.
Okay.
So Vayu doesn't have any problem in going from one mountain to another mountain.
Okay.
But his disciple could not go
Okay,
because he is not equipped like that.
Okay. Prabhu, one more question. The Satya Yuga is 17,28,000 years. Kruti Yuga and all, it has been decreasing by 4,32,000 years, isn't it?
Yeah.
And
Kali
each
Yuga.
time this Mahabharata war and the Ramayana war also, they took at the fag end of the Yuga, is it?
Mahabharata happened at the fag end of Yuga, Dwapar Yuga.
And Ramayana also happened at the...
I'm not sure about Ramayana, whether it
Okay.
happened at the end of Treta Yuga, because Lord Ramchandra ruled in Treta Yuga, most of the Treta Yuga.
Okay. Thank you.
One more thing, we cannot go in the Vyasdeva's class, but we should come in the class in Iskcon temple.
Okay, Hare Krishna. That's why I'm here on Sunday morning.
Then we will become perfect. Okay.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Yes.
Prabhu, this kings used to coordinate their own sons as the next king. Matlab, instead of selecting the best possible person based on the qualification. So there we see that the biological aspect is given more prominence than the guna karma. Like even in Mahabharata also, like Vidura was kept aside, but others were given the chance. No? Because Vidura was actually completely qualified, but just because based on the birth he was ignored. So this was knowingly deviated, or it was... I was just
There are many factors involved in this. Normally the kings, I didn't describe how Dasarath planned for this. But Dasarath, actually it's written in Ramayana that Dasarath asked the advice of the ministers. That I have this proposal in the mind. If you also accept this proposal, then we can coronate Lord Ram. So kings used to ask the ministers. It was not the unilateral decision. And in some cases, the ministers have not allowed also for the eldest son to become the king. Some of the cases are there like that. But birth was a parameter because birth was pure at that time. Most of the time, the son, that type of soul used to come in the womb of that type of mother. So similar inclinations were there for the son and the father. So they used to carry on that thing. That's why I gave the example of carpenter's son becoming carpenter, Brahmana's son because somebody who is taken birth in the Brahmana family, from the childhood he will learn the slokas. So eventually he will take up that thing. So that type of soul used to come in the womb in that time. But whole system has gone down in Kali Yuga. That's when the whole system has gone down, then we should take up the most important thing. So guna and karma are more important than janma. Otherwise, in the Vedic time, janma was also one of the factor, but not the ideal or the most perfect factor. That's why this Narad Muni is telling that if you see the qualities in others, you can accept them. In case of Vidura, there was another reason, because he was the son of the maid servant, not the son of the queen. Father was the king, but the mother was not the queen. So that was one of the reasons. And one internal reason was this, that Yamaraj did not want to become involved in administration. He was fed up seeing Yamadutas and sinful people in Yamalok. So he particularly prayed to Lord that I want to do your devotional service in one lifetime. So he did not want to take administrative position. That's why he was not allowed. Okay. Any other question?
Prabhu, you told about something about Arjuna and Lord Ram in Mahabharata, some story that we don't know. Can you please explain?
Arjuna once had a doubt that I am the better archer than Ramchandra. And why he had this doubt? That Lord Ramchandra took help of monkeys to making the bridge. So Arjuna was thinking that I am such a great archer, then I can make the bridge from the arrows. Why Lord Ramchandra was not able to make? Maybe he did not know. He was not so qualified. That's why he had to take help of monkeys and the stones. So that type of question Arjuna had. And he expressed this to Krishna also. So then Krishna called Hanuman. And Hanuman came, and then Krishna told, okay, you make the bridge here. And Arjuna made the bridge. When Hanuman was about to go to the bridge, he just put one step there and the whole bridge collapsed. So then Krishna told, that's why Rama did not made the bridge. So this was the story. It comes in Mahabharata. It comes in, I think, Uttarakhand, means last of Mahabharata, additional stories. Okay, so we can end here. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai.